This is Instant Clarity Podcast, a show where your life questions get answered. My name is Tjaša Dorelay and I'm a channeling medium. Do you know there are 5 mistakes that every spiritual person does, probably even you right now? Do you want to know what those mistakes are? Listen to this episode and find out. Dear conscious being, my name is Antarra. And here are a few mistakes that almost every spiritual person does. Mistake number 1. You start searching for the truth outside of yourself, following different spiritual teachers, different spiritual modalities, going on retreats, reading books, and slowly gathering different information that are there in the spiritual world. And what happens soon is that you gather so many different information and different realities, and you become confused on what is true, what is aligned, and what to actually believe to be the right choice and the right truth for you. It is okay to read different books and to search for the truth in the outside realms, but I would inspire you to take these books and different events just as a mirror of your own reality. You will read a book and some of them, they will vibrate powerfully inside of you. They will activate a truth of your soul and you will immediately know this is aligned truth with me and this is how things are for me. But then again, you will read a book that you will not feel aligned with and you will feel confused because the truth written down in that book will not ring true to you. It is okay to try new things. It is okay to try different approaches, but understand that these approaches are different because they represent different realities. Also, in the universe, in the center of universal truth, there are many different truths. There are many different hallways of understanding what life truly is. And for you to be a spiritually awakened person, you don't need to be entering into every situation, into every spiritual retreat, reading every book, following every guru, going on any event possible. It is more about finding your tribe, finding what is aligned with you and following that path. You know, the universe is very vast and there are so many different realities coexisting. And of course, there are some universal truths, but each person will understand that truth through their own understanding and their own evolution of their consciousness. Meaning that some people will feel aligned with you and some won't. So when you start seeking for the truth, don't think that the first person you will meet will share the whole truth. They will only mirror back a part of the truth. And this is then your opportunity to turn inwards, to really feel in yourself, is this information, is this spiritual modality activating parts of me, or they are just there and I don't feel aligned with them at all? Allow things to pass. You don't need to go to every event. You don't need to read all the books. You just need to follow what feels true for you. So the first mistake I see a lot of people make is they go out there searching for themselves. So they fall into this trap of searching, constant confusion. What is right? What is wrong? What feels aligned? What not? So this is creating a lot of confusion of the energies. I would suggest you to be open to different approaches, to be open to meet with different people and spiritual teachers. But again, come to those events open-minded. Just stay grounded in your physical body, feeling how you really feel, not what your mind thinks, and how your energy is activated. And this is the second mistake a lot of people make. They forget to be grounded. You suddenly start doing all these energy practices and activating your consciousness, but you forget that you have this physical body. So you don't take care of the body as well. You don't eat properly. You don't rest. You don't exercise. You are just like a balloon flying out there somewhere in the energy realm. This is not okay because you are a being that has energy, of course, but you also have this body. So you are physical, emotional, mental, energy, and you are also the soul. And you also have the connection to your guides and to your manifestation power. So you have 7 bodies, not just one. Meaning that many times I see people entering spirituality and totally forgetting about their physical reality. The third mistake I see people make all the time is they are trying to be the best, be the best in what they know. As I said in the beginning, reading so much, searching for the truth, which is completely okay, but you are many times stepping into this with the intention of being the best, of knowing everything, which is your mental illusion. You know, the universe is so vast, the spiritual world is actually untouchable. You can enter into it, you can allow it to activate you, but it's so big that you will never come to the space of understanding everything, of knowing everything, of being the best in everything. So you can release this need to be the best and also to compare yourself with others. Many times I see people in the spiritual world comparing themselves, saying, oh, I'm more spiritual than you are, I have bigger consciousness than you, and so on. And again, you are judging other people for the consciousness they have in a given moment. To understand this further, you have to be willing to really trust that every person is evolving at their own speed, their consciousness enlarging with their experiences in life. So there is no competition who gets to the end goal first, because truly, what is the end goal? Many times people will say, well, the end goal is enlightenment, but it's really, well, your life is here to experience it. You're here to grow and evolve, and every moment matters. So try not to compare your spirituality to other person's spirituality. Try not to be in competition of what is better and what is worse. And just allow every person to follow whoever they want, reading any books they want, and being as spiritually awakened as they can possibly be in a given moment. Comparison is created out of mind's illusion, not out of higher spiritual understanding of how things are. The fourth mistake a lot of spiritual people make is they try to teach everyone around them on the topics they have read books about, or they are trying to teach everyone on the topics they have experienced with. Try not to put yourself in this position of being a lecturer, a teacher, a speaker of all the truths that you have gathered through your lifetime. Why? Because understand that your vibes speak louder than your words, and your actions and how you live your life are a leading example. You don't need to talk as much. You need to really embody the truth that feels aligned with you. What will happen is when you do that, people who feel aligned with this truth will ask you to tell them more. And this is then the time when you share your knowings. Because what I see happening most of the time, you didn't even had the chance to really embody and ground a certain knowing inside of you, and you just start talking about it to other people, lecturing them about how they should do the same. And this comes out of the need for them to change. Well, what about if you just focus on yourself and you allow this information that you are having inside of yourself to change you first? And then you will speak after you will embody this frequency. So try not to teach and speak and talk as much, even though this is important to sharing your truths. But be more mindful about that, from which place you are doing that. Do you want everybody to change? Do you want to prove what you have learned? Do you have problems accepting people for who they are and where they are in their lives? Are you playing a role of a savior? Really ground yourself in yourself, following your practices, allowing new information that enters your world to activate you first. And therefore, when this will happen, you will be a leading example. And then people will ask you for advice. And when they do, you can give it to them. The fifth mistake I see a lot of spiritual people do is actually a continuation from the last mistake, which is they are not mindful of their ethics. I see many people learning certain things about spirituality and then just showing off with those knowledge and those things they know, and they are overstepping their boundaries. An example of that would be a person meets another person, and then the first thing the person does is that they say, "Oh, I see in your energy that you are not okay, so I think you should do this and that, and the angels have told me to tell you this." So they overstep boundaries and they disrespect the other person, meaning that they feel above other people and they feel they are called to share their insights and downloads and whatever they receive with anyone around them. This is actually a huge violation of spiritual world, because when you truly understand how energy works, you understand that if a person doesn't give you a permission for you to enter their energy field and for you to go and connect with their guides, you don't have access to that energy. What you are gathering is the energy and the information that is circulating around you. And most of the times, these are judgments that you have created around you. Be very mindful when you see other people doing that. And just understand that first, nobody can enter your energy field or your soul and ask your higher self on what you are doing and thinking and being and so on, because you have to give permission. Not just your soul, but also you as a person, you need to give permission for that. Otherwise, they cannot enter your field. This is that. And the second thing is, if you find yourself doing that, understand that you're doing that because you don't feel good enough. So you feel like you need to prove something, you need to expose yourself, your knowledge, your feelings, and so on. And you're doing this out of your disconnection from your love. So just swallow saliva in your mouth, become silent, and turn inwards. Stop interfering in others people's lives if they didn't ask you to share your thoughts and your feelings. These are just a few mistakes that spiritual people do, and I just want you to understand that it is okay. It is your evolution as well. And if you have found yourself in any of the described mistakes, just allow yourself to grow from this point forward. You don't need to search for yourself in the outside realm. You don't need to fly like a balloon in the air. You can be grounded as well. You can enjoy the material things as well. This doesn't make you any less of a spiritual person. and really focus more on your growth than being an inspiration for other people through teachings, because you will teach through your example. And I understand that a lot of people listening to this episode are spiritual teachers by heart, which means that it is part of your soul's mission to share the knowledge. But again, try to embody all the knowledge before you share it. I'm here with so much love, and I want you to know that the spirituality is just life. It's how you live your life in balance and in connection with all parts of yourself. So just allow this episode to activate your consciousness even further and ground yourself back to your center. You are doing great. With so much love, I, Antarra. I wish clarity you received today has touched your heart, expanded your consciousness, and inspired you to become the conscious leader of your life. If it has, share some love, leave a review, or share this episode with your loved one. And we can stay connected on Instagram at Tjaša Dorelay. Remember, your vibration creates your situation.